Hi, welcome to the Pearls and Polish podcast. This is episode 36. I'm your host, Rachel. Welcome to my little corner of the internet. I talk mostly about knitting here, but there's some planners, there's some other little things, whatever I'm reading or watching. So thanks for joining me. If you're a new viewer, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. I'm joined today by my dog. She's standing right in front of me. She's kind of small. So if you see little ears kind of pop up, it's the dog. Today has been just kind of a whirlwind. I normally record in the mornings on Fridays after I volunteer in kindergarten, mostly because that's where like the best light is. But today has been super overcast, so it's been dark. And then I have had like one thing after another without enough time to record. So if I'm rushing through this, I'm so sorry, but I do have to go pick up kids from school in a little bit. So let's just get straight into it with finished objects. See, ears. Finished objects. I have one finished object, but I can't show it to you because it's my Fight Club object. So if you don't know what my Fight Club projects are, you can go back to episode 33. And last episode, I figured out how to put cards in. So you can click on the little link somewhere up there, I think. But check out episode 33 in the works in progress section of the video, and I talk all about my Fight Club project and what that's all about. So it's done. I still need to block it, but it's done. So yes. For whips, I actually have 4, which is like 2 more than I normally would like to have, but it's okay. We're in a good place. So first off, the dog is like right in front of it, all my notes and all my things. But first are my color drop socks. So this is a test knit for, I want to say her name is pronounced Niala, I think. But anyways, these are, I talked about these last week. So here is the progress. So I love these little feathers. Somehow I managed to get them kind of like spiraling up, which has been fun. So I'm right at the gusset. So it's a toe up sock. And you do these fun little feathers, and then you do like a heel flap and gusset, which I haven't done for a toe up sock before. So I'm interested to see how this works. And then you knit the rest of the leg. So this is a test knit for her. The pattern is not out yet, but as soon as it is, I will let you guys know. Oh, I forgot to mention, everyone I mentioned in today's episode is going to be linked down below, either Ravelry pages or websites or Instagram pages, so you can check those out. So anyways, this yarn is called Old Romance. It's by the Cozy Knitter. So yeah, it's a self-striping. It's really cute. Very kind of pastel-y colors, which I don't own a lot of pastel-y socks. I go for more like the big bold colors when it comes to socks, just because I can't always wear those colors like on my person. So socks are a great place to wear those really fun colors. All right, next is my Engrain Shawl. This shawl has been so much fun, and it's like moving along at a good clip. So where's the front? This is the front. Okay. It has grown. So there's the tip. So I think the last time I saw you guys, we were somewhere around here. So I have finished all of color 1, and then I am blending the colors from color 1 to color 2. So this will go to color 2, it'll meet in the middle, and then it'll start decreasing, and then you blend colors 2 and 3. So I really enjoy this pattern. It is so meditative. There isn't a lot of technical skills that you have to have for this pattern in particular, which is really nice. So I have been working on this in the mornings while I listen to my Bible app, which has been kind of good in that I don't have to focus on too many things at once. Yeah, I've been really liking it. I do really appreciate the color blending method that is being used in this pattern. I've done some like color blending in other shawls and other patterns where you just alternate colors for a couple rounds and then that's it. And you have blended your colors. And to me, it always seemed just very blocky and just very harsh if the colors aren't as close together as other fade packets. So while these colors are close enough, and they do have like shared shades, which is why I decided to put those two together. They're not a perfect fade. So I do appreciate how you have that like one stripe and then like right here, and then quite a few rows, and then another stripe, and then quite a few rows, and then you're slowly getting to where you have more of color B, the darker color, and less of color A, which is the lighter color. So I think it's gonna look lovely, especially once it's on and like completed. I think it's gonna look really, really good. So that has been trucking along quite nicely. What else do I have here? Oh, I did another test knit. This might be the month of test knits for me, because this is number 3 of the month. So if you've been here for any amount of time, you know I love Lindsay Fowler's patterns. She's Larkspur Knits on Instagram, and she just has some of the most beautiful patterns. I've done quite a few of her sock patterns and just really enjoy it. So she put out a call for another sock pattern. I said, absolutely, sign me up. And they were originally called the Elizabeth socks, and they're gonna be for a class she's gonna teach. And what I really liked about this pattern is it's kind of like a choose your own adventure, because you could pick from like 3 or 4 different cuff options, and then you could pick either shorties or longies. And then you had like 3 different heels that you could put in, and then you do a heel flap and gusset, and then you have the toe. So it's very like lots of choices that you can make with a still pretty vanilla sock. So I'm doing a shorty, and I am doing the double cuff color pop with a eye of partridge heel. That sounds like a lot, but this is the cuff. Let me see if it'll focus on that. So what makes this fun is that it has this like pop of color on the inside. So you cast on with the blue and you knit for a while, and then you cast on with the gray and you knit for a shorter amount of time, and then you like knit the two together so it folds over. It's kind of fiddly, so don't do it when you're in a rush, but once you like complete it, it looks really nice. I haven't blocked it or done any sort of like blocking techniques, but it looks crisp. And then I'm doing the shorty, obviously. So I have a couple rows and then your heel. So this is the Eye of Partridge heel, which if you are not familiar with it, it's like very similar to a slip stitch heel, which is what I normally do, except you're alternating which stitches you are slipping. Sorry, I have dog hair on my face and it itches. And then you just go from there. You pick up your gusset, you knit your foot, and then there's a little stripe right before the toe. So very low key. Like you only need to have one sock done by, I think, a couple weeks, and I'm doing both socks at the same time. So this one is almost done with the gusset. I was gonna try and stay up last night to finish all the gusset decreases, and I decided not to. This one just has the cuff and the leg, and then this one just needs the heel, and then we're ready to go. So I am using this gray, I don't remember what it's called, but I know it's from Explore Knits. I used it in a different project, so I had quite a bit left over. So this will be perfect. I'll get a pair of socks. I've been wanting to do a pair of socks with this color, so like this is perfect timing. And then if you follow me on Instagram, which if you don't, you should, there's a link in the description below. I put up a poll to help me choose the contrasting color. So I had this one, I had a green, and I had this really fun variegated speckled color. But this is the color that won. This was from my 2022 Advent from Grenouille Co. And I had some left over for that, so I thought this would be perfect. And I think these look really nice. One thing I think I'll do when I do these again, because I will definitely be doing this pattern again, is I'm gonna do kind of a reverse colors. So right now I have the contrasting color as like the pop, and then the main skein as the rest of the cuff. And I think I'm gonna flip it so that the pop of color is the main skein color, and then the part of the cuff that you see is the contrasting color. Because I really like how that looks, but it's on the inside. And I want it on the outside. So I will definitely do another pair. If not with a gray, because I have quite a bit of the gray, then I will have another color, because I have lots and lots of colors to choose from. But that is that. And then last but not least is my scrappy Sunday project. I'm doing the Northeasterly Blanket, and I'm using mostly my row 1 minis, and then all the minis I've collected over a couple years, and then all the scraps I have left over from other sock projects. So I have this like jelly roll thing. So I completed like what I think the blanket is going to be lengthwise, and then I just rolled it up and put a hair tie around it so I could kind of keep it somewhat contained. And then I started the second row. So I'm putting in all the little scraps, all the little leftovers from other projects. And that is just trekking right along. So right now it's still pretty small where I can still take it with me places. However, that might change as this gets bigger. But right now it's been really fun. I think it's gonna be kind of a really large lap blanket. But I can always, you know, take that last row apart and add more length if I decide to do it that way. So there is that. Next, I'm gonna talk about Destash for Good. I've talked about it in the last 2 episodes. The listings are open today. Today is Friday the 27th. Listings open up today. So you have from the 27th to February 6th to go bid on all of your favorite yarns. So I'm gonna pop in a little video on how to like best track and how to like have the most success on things that you want to buy. All of this money goes to charity. At least half of it has to go to charity. I know a lot of people are donating more than that. So I can't remember if it's 6 or 8, but I have a couple items up. So I will show you those ones in particular so you can keep an eye out for those. But this is just a really great way to raise money and help support a great cause and enhance your stash just a little bit. So this is the Destash for Good Instagram page, and Gary has done an amazing job going through and sorting out all over 400 yarn lots into their type. So if you're looking for something specific, find that type and you'll be able to find what you're looking for. So I'm going to speed through this a little bit, but I'm going to show you one of the listings so you have an idea of what is available. So this is one that I donated, and under each picture, you're going to have all the information you need. Colorway, who the dyer is, fiber content, the price. Some of these have minimum bids. Some of them have a buy now price. So all that's going to be right there. Now, how do you keep track of what you're really interested in buying? There's a little flag on the right-hand side. You're going to want to click that. Then click on your face at the bottom of your page, and it's going to take you back to your home page. From there, click on the 3 lines at the top right-hand corner of your screen, and it's going to pull up some information. Mine's going to look a little different because my page is a little different. But click on the saved. It's going to have that same little flag, and it will pop up with all of the items that you have saved under all posts, which is awesome because then you don't have to go through all the listings every time you want to see where you are in the bid system. You just look at the ones that you have put bids on and make sure that you bid just a little bit higher. All right, acquisitions. I don't have any this week. Yay! I realize as I'm switched from recording from like every other week to weekly, I don't receive as much yarn as I felt like I did because I'm not saving yarn for like 1 to 2 to 3 weeks, depending on how I record to show you. So for the most part, my yarn intake is not as high as I thought it would be. So there's that. No acquisitions today. What I'm reading and what I'm watching, I'm still reading the Gallagher Girls series by Allie Carter. This book that I just started yesterday is called Only the Good Spy Young. I love all the really catchy spy themed names. So there's that. I started watching Downton Abbey again. I've watched it so many times. But I just needed something kind of warm and fuzzy. I know it's not very warm and fuzzy, but semi-warm and fuzzy, being that it's still kind of winter here. So that has been really nice to watch again. All right, and what is coming up? So next week we're gonna have 2 videos, so buckle up. I have my regular episode, which usually is coming out on Saturdays right now. So I record Fridays and I edit, and then it usually comes out on Saturday. But since it is the end of the month, I'm going to be having a planner video as well. So if you're newer here, I have a knitting planner. This is it. It's by, let's see if I can get it without glaring. This is one in particular is by Sterling Ink. It's their 2024 common planner in their compact size. And it's like a real planner. Like, let's see if I can find a page. Like what you schedule stuff in. But I'm using it exclusively for my knitting. So I have all the projects I'm working on, a couple habits that I'm trying to track specifically to my knitting, what I've worked on, what I haven't worked on, all of that is in here, along with all my show notes. Ta-da! So it has helped me stay more consistent with my projects and like keep in mind what I'm actually working on, which has been great. So next week, we're gonna wrap up January and I'm gonna show you kind of some of my spreads, what I've been working on, how the month looks kind of as a wrap up, my yarn intake versus my yarn outtake. Is that a word? I'm not sure. But like what has come in and what has come out. And just show that to you and set up February, since I do have some stuff I need to put in the planner and get ready for. So if you're interested in that, which I hope you are, keep an eye out for that towards the end of the month. And if not, I hope you still watch it, like it. But there's that. And then that's it. I know today was a little fast. Like I said, I gotta go pick up kids from school in a minute, but I wanted to make sure I recorded, spend a little time with you. So thanks for spending some time with me. Make sure you like and subscribe. And I will see you next week for not one, but 2 videos. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys soon.